What makes America great is the fact that America is a can-do kind of country. Unfortunately, we have a government in Washington that just can't quite seem to get the job done. You know, Washington, or as I call it, 68 square miles surrounded by reality. Well, the good news is it's not too late. We can turn things around. To do that, we need new, fresh leadership. Leadership with big, bold ideas from outside of Washington. The kind of leadership that knows how to get things done, like we've done here in Wisconsin. Now think about that. 4 years later, graduation rates are up. Third grade reading scores are higher. And Wisconsin's ACT scores are now second best in the country. Our reforms work. That just goes to show that government closest to the people is generally the best, which is precisely why we need to take power and money out of Washington and send it back to our states in key areas like Medicaid and transportation and workforce development and education. Sadly, though, Washington seems to think that success is measured by how many people are dependent on the government. We measure success by just the opposite, by how many people are no longer dependent on the government. You see, that's freedom, the kind of freedom that's the cornerstone of the American dream. And so we've got a plan to help more people live that dream. A plan that will help more people create more jobs and higher wages. And you know what it starts with? We need to repeal Obamacare once and for all. We need to terminate that deal on the very first day in office. Put in place crippling economic sanctions on Iran and convince our allies to do exactly the same thing. Earlier this year, President Obama proclaimed that the greatest threat to future generations is global warming, climate change. Well, Mr. President, I respectfully disagree. The greatest threat to future generations is radical Islamic terrorism, and we need to do something about it. We can start by lifting the political restrictions on our military personnel already in Iraq and empower them to help our Kurd and Sunni allies reclaim the territory taken by ISIS. Because you know what? On behalf of your children and mine, I'd rather take the fight to them instead of wait till they bring the fight to us.